Hi guys! In today's video ay sasagutin natin ang tanong na who's allowed to enter the Philippines or sino ba yung mga pwedeng pumasok sa Philippines sa panahon ngayon ng pandemya? And what requirements are needed? So ano ang mga kailangan i-present or i-submit para makapasok sa Pilipinas? So, let's start. So the very first question is, I'm a Filipino citizen. Can I enter the Philippines during the pandemic? So ikaw ay isang Pinoy, ikaw ay isang Filipino citizen. Allowed ka ba na pumasok sa Pilipinas? Ang sagot is yes. Yes na yes. So lahat ng Filipino citizens ay allowed na pumasok sa Pilipinas. Never po kayong ginawang bawal, or you have always been allowed to enter the Philippines even before po. Kaya, yes, you can enter the Philippines. Pwede po kayong umuwi. Next. So, ang mga kailangan para makapasok sa Pilipinas if ikaw ay isang Filipino citizen, una ay isang valid passport. So, valid meaning hindi expired po or hindi damaged. So, just in case na wala yung passport nyo or expired yung passport nyo, na-damage yung passport nyo, anong pwedeng gawin? Well, pwede po kayong kumuha ng travel document. Ini-issue po yan in case ng emergency cases. Or, for example nga na wala yung passport nyo. So, paano at ano ang mga requirements para makakuha ng travel document? So, this is an example of what is a travel document. Ayan. So, para siyang plain lang na passport, di ba? May picture din and name, place, abroad, ganyan. So, para makapag-apply for a travel document, kailangan nyo po makipag-ugnayan sa embassy kung saang bansa po kayo nandun. Kasi po, kailangan nyo mag-set up ng appointment. Kailangan nyo ng airline ticket, kailangan ng 2x2 pictures, yung old passport kung meron, and proof of travel urgency. So, kunwari nawalan ka ng trabaho or meron kang sakit or death certificate ng family mo or anything like that, apply ka lang. And in case na wala yung passport mo, kailangan mo din ng notarized affidavit of loss and birth certificate or marriage certificate. And meron din pong babayaran. Kung sa Amerika kayo mag-a-apply, nasa $30 po yung babayaran. So, maaring sa ibang bansa, sa ibang embassy is iba yung babayaran. So, it's best na makipag-ugnayan or i-contact yung embassy ng Philippines sa saang bansa ka man nandoon. Okay. Next. If I reacquired my Filipino citizenship, can I enter the Philippines? So this is for dual citizens. Usually dito na category na fall. So former Filipinos who reacquired or nag-apply ng ibang citizenship. Kunwari yung mga nakapag-asawa ng foreigner or anak ba ng foreigner or nag-migrate sa ibang bansa at nakakuha ng American citizenship, Australian, Canadian, European, at kahit ano pa dyan, ito sila yung mga nag-reacquire, meaning naging dual citizen na sila. So, maaari ba silang pumasok? Yes, maaari po kayong pumasok sa Pilipinas. Ang requirement still ay valid Philippine passport or travel document. And kung hindi po available to mga documents na to, kung wala kayong Philippine passport or travel document, these documents may be presented. Una is original identification certificate. Next, original order of approval at original oath of allegiance. So, itong oath of allegiance, I believe na meron na kayo nito kasi kasama yan sa pag-apply ng reacquisition of Philippine citizenship. But itong dalawang unang requirements, baka kailangan nyo pang kunin sa embassy ko. So, kailangan makipag-ugnayan na naman kayo sa embassy ng Philippines kung saang bansa man kayo nandoon. Okay? Next. I am a foreigner. Am I allowed to enter the Philippines? Okay, isa kang foreigner. Isa kang AFAM. Are you allowed to enter the Philippines? Yes, but it depends. So, simula nung August 1, the government will allow foreigners with long-term visas to enter the Philippines. So, yung Bureau of Immigration ay nag-release ng guidelines kung anong klase ng visa ang allowed para makapasok sa Pilipinas. Una is yung mga merong non-immigrant visas under Section 13, those with resident status, or mga Alien Social Integration Act, yung mga under sa law na ito. Next is yung merong permanent residency. At lastly, native-born foreign nationals, meaning foreigner na ipinanganak sa Pilipinas, whose parents, so either both or isang parent nyo ay permanent resident ng Philippines. So, yun. Ilang klase lang? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 4 long-term types of visas. Next. Aside sa mga foreigners with long-term visas, ang mga taong pwede makapasok sa Pilipinas ay mga foreign children and spouses of Filipino citizens. So, mga anak or asawa ng mga Filipino citizen ay pwedeng pumasok sa Pilipinas. Kailangan lang nila mag-present ng birth certificate or marriage contract or other proofs of relations. So, the more proof, the better, di ba? And also, holders of diplomatic visas or visas issued to international organization officials and foreign governments are allowed. So, mga diplomats, mga nagtatrabaho sa mga embassies ng foreign embassies sa Pilipinas, or international organization officials ay maaari din pumasok sa Pilipinas. Okay? So, furthermore, nagbigay ang Bureau of Immigration noong July 27, 2020 lang ng memorandum. So, sa memorandum na ito, nakalista na even mga foreign airline crew at seafarers ay pwede ding makapasok sa Philippines. Yung mga may importanteng agenda talaga na papasok sa Philippines, even yung mga magde-deliver ng mga medical supplies or mga importanteng bagay base sa trades ay exports, imports, maaari silang pumasok sa Philippines. So, yan sila. May sarili yan silang specific guidelines, guys. Next, ang mga kapitbahay nating Indians at Chinese. So, yung mga Indians na merong temporary resident visa ay maaaring pumasok sa Pilipinas at mga Chinese permanent resident visa holders na kasal sa isang Filipino ay maaari ring pumasok sa Pilipinas. Okay? And, yun lang po guys. So, outside these categories sa mga na-mention natin, foreign passport holders will not be allowed to come to the country. So, unless family ka ng isang immediate family, like asawa or anak ng isang Filipino citizen, unless may long-term visa ka na na-mention ko earlier, unless diplomats ka, unless seafarer ka, foreign airline crew, if you are a foreigner who is not also a native born in the Philippines, you cannot enter. So, if for example, my fiancé kang Filipino and you are a foreigner, hindi din yun pwede po. You cannot enter the Philippines for pleasure purposes para magbakasyon. No, no, no. Hindi po siya pwede. So, the entry of foreign tourists, non-immigrant visa holders, and other categories of aliens are bawal. Bawal pumasok sa Pilipinas. They will be turned back if they land in one of our ports of entry. Sabi pa nga ng BI Commissioner na si Jamie Morente. So, how about balikbayans? Can they enter during the pandemic? So, in this phrase, in this sense, balikbayans are former Filipino citizens, meaning po, ito yung mga Pilipino na nag-migrate na sa ibang bansa at nakakuha ng foreign citizenship and hindi na sila nag-reacquire. Bali, isang citizenship na lang yung hold nila, naging foreigner na sila. Yung passport nila is Canadian, American, Indian, Thai, or anything. So, yung passport nila is hindi na Philippine passport. So, ito po sila is hindi na po allowed na pumasok sa Philippines. Noon, syempre, allowed, pero ngayon hindi na po dahil nga sa pandemic. So, yung mga hindi nag-reacquire ng Philippine citizenship and those who hold na foreigner passport are not allowed to enter the Philippines. Bawal po kayong pumasok. So, temporarily lang naman yan, di ba? Because of the situation right now. So, if you're a foreigner who is allowed to enter the Philippines, what do you need? Okay, there are additional requirements aside sa mga na-mention na. Una, valid visa upon entry to the Philippines, which is a long-term immigrant visa. Next, a B, pre-booked at an accredited quarantine facility. So, same with Filipino citizens. Foreigners are also bound to the rules of the quarantine. So, you have to quarantine as well. Kailangan din pong mag-swab test. So, in your case, you will pay for your own hotel quarantine. Now, there is a list of quarantine hotels na accredited ng DOH for quarantine. Now, I will show you kung saan kayo pwedeng mag-quarantine. So here is the list of accredited quarantine hotels that they can stay at. So nandito po yung location, hotel name, address, contact person, reservation email, and even the number, and most importantly, the rate. So you can just select from there kung saan kayo magkwa-quarantine. So I will put the link in the description box of this PDF. So this was produced by Philippine Airlines and supported by Department of Health. So marami pong pagpipilian na quarantine hotels. So after magkaroon or after you have booked your quarantine hotel, you also need to pre-book your COVID-19 testing provider. So you will pay for your swab test. The foreigners have to pay for their swab test. And their entry will also be subject to maximum capacity of inbound passengers at the airport. And Philippine travel authorities have advised foreigners to note that entry is still without prejudice to other immigration laws and regulations. So this is the end of our video, guys. I hope na whatever question you had in your mind before watching this video ay na-clear up na, nasagot ang inyong mga tanong. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to know more about tips sa pag-uwi sa Pinas, ang mga arrival process, gumawa po ako ng mga videos doon and you can check my channel. Again, if you find this video na nakatulong sa inyo, please consider subscribing and liking this video. I will see you again next time and bye!